Hi and welcome to Vox Singing Academy's video podcast, and we are up to number 21. And in today's episode we are going to be discussing what it takes to become a singing teacher at VSA, at Vox Singing Academy. Firstly, let's plug a few things. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel below.
Ding, 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 ding.
If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and we'll be sure to get back to them. If you want your voice assessed, please load it up on your video up onto YouTube of you singing, and we'll be sure to get back and look at everyone's voice if you want your voice critiqued. We also do have the 5-minute singer and ask VSA YouTube channel as well too, where I answer questions and put up great free content. Also check out our Facebook pages as well too, and I think that's all we really want to plug at the moment as well too. Yay! Let's talk about working and becoming a singing teacher, or not working. We teach, but I call you guys talent. How to become a talent member at Vox Singing Academy.
Well, how do you find us? How do you find your teachers?
How do I find my teachers? Now you were a little bit different. I do things two ways. I insource and outsource. So I'll talk about insourcing firstly. I prefer to insource, meaning the student has come to us for singing lessons and we have got a lot better gauge on them because they would have come for a considerable amount of time for singing lessons. So we've got a lot better gauge on their vocal range, their personality, and if I think they've got what it takes to be a singing teacher at Vox Singing Academy. Ryan, Rience, these are people that we've insourced, and it's a little bit easy to train these people up because they already know our syllabus, they know our culture. And we just basically just run them through teacher training and let them go, and it's a lot easier because they know where we're coming from and know our ideologies and what we're trying to accomplish. So that is the first way and the most preferable way, though we have had some great success with outsourcing as well too, and you're one of those successes. And Natalia is also one of those successes as well too, where we outsourced. And I pretty much only put ads on Saaen now. It's the only place that I put ads on. And I don't think we even have an employment section. Yes, we do have an employment section on the website. We do. It's very hard to find. It's in the footer of the website. It's a bit like employment at Apple. You have to go right down the bottom of the page. But yeah, we do have an employment section there, and so generally it starts off with, if you're in Saaen now or if you apply to the website, you'll send through your CV and resume, and I will look through that and read it. Again, I've got a really big thing that I've really learnt, especially probably in the last 6 to 12 months, is and that's just with employees, especially even to do with VAs, virtual assistants. We've got a VA, a great VA that works for us at the moment, Chirag, and that was my third one after Aliana had to leave us, unfortunately. But a lot of people, and this is in every walk and everywhere in life, they can talk the talk, but actually walking the walk is a really, really big thing. So with resumes, when people write their resumes, I really just, I skim through it because I don't believe a lot of what's on there, and I don't give a crap really what's on there. Proof is in the pudding. So I would, if I am interested in them, I would give them a ring, and I'm interviewing them right there and then, because I want to see how they hold themselves on the phone, what their personality's like, and I would generally ask them a couple of questions. I'd sometimes say, can you send me a full CV of your experience as a singing teacher? But I'd always ask them a few questions. Your favourite genre, least favourite genre, your strength as a teacher, your weakness as a teacher, and what you think, where you see yourself in 5 years. That's a really big one, because all of my teachers are long goals. We just don't want them to fill in gaps. We want all our teachers, I look at them to be 10 to 20 year investments, because they are an investment. We put a lot of training and a lot of effort into the teachers, and it's very important that we get the right people. So that's really the first step, and then I would, if I'm impressed with that, and it's not easy to get into Vox Singing Academy this year already. We're only into April. I've probably read through about 40 CVs I've read through. I've had a handful of interviews. I haven't taken anyone on.
And probably a lot of people kind of expect to immediately start working.
A lot of people want that. You know, a lot of people are looking for an easy, fun job, and
That's not it. It's fun.
it's
Not
fun,
easy.
but it's not easy because you know we've got a great brand. I've developed a great brand, and we've got, especially probably since Rience has come on board the last 6 years, I've really tried to develop a great culture to have great people working for us, and we're like a family. So that's one big thing, that you can be a great teacher, but if you're a dick as a person, you're not gonna get in with us. So we've got really a great culture, great people working for us, and I can normally get a feel over the phone by this as well too, where you're at. We want to become the best. We want to become Ryan, and this is the continued training that we do. Ryan's been with us teaching for 11 years now, and all the teachers still submit me recordings of their classes, audio of their classes, and a song breakdown every month, and I critique that. And with Ryan, I said, hey, look, Ryan, we want to be the Mercedes-Benz, and you've got to do X, X, and X of the industry, and that's just what it is. And I'd rather work for myself than compromise my reputation and the quality that I want to give, and that's really it. I strive to be the best. We have Monday morning meetings, every meeting, and it's just about going over the same stuff to continue the high standard of and the best standard of tuition that we can possibly give at any given time. So anyway, backtracking there, that is the standard, and the standard has really, the last couple of years has gone through the roof. I used to, sometimes give people, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Not anymore. It's far too, our reputation and our culture is far too important to give people the benefit of that. It's like it's 110% or not at all.
Okay, so what qualities does singing teacher training need to have to get through the training and start working?
Okay, well, look, you've got to have a good range. Being a female, we'll go with range of the voice first. So we'll go with the technical aspect first, and then we'll go on to the personal aspect. The technical aspect with females is you have to be able to sing a low C, because you have to be able to give examples to males.
Yeah.
So that's one of the big requirements. Up high, most females can sing at least to a D or an E. I sing to a D and a D sharp in true voice, so most females should be able to sing to a D. With males, all our males have to sing up to at least a C sharp in true voice, to give examples up to C sharp. And then that's really the technical aspect. You've got to be able to basically play piano as well too. The more experience you've got, the better it is, but it's not a necessity. Okay. I also think as well too, I'm going to just branch off here as well too, and I've learnt this, and I'm not quite sure what it was like with you in Russia. I'm sure that the standard would have been different with your institutionalized learning facilities, and I'm talking primary school, high school, and university over here. But I know that in primary school and high school, looking back at the numerous teachers that I've had, I honestly, in my heart of hearts, think that there were 3 teachers in my whole life that honestly I thought that they cared about me, and I can name what their names are. Miss Latouche, Miss Wynn in primary school, and Mr. Matheson in high school, and that's it. The rest were there because they got a university degree and they went through a process. That's why I don't like our education system at all. They went through a process where they got a piece of paper and they followed a they followed a course that got you this piece of paper, and then you go out and teach. And it doesn't make you a good teacher, because I zoned out for all of high school. I zoned out for all of high school, and I still passed. I did what I had to do, and no one really cared, because all of those teachers there, besides those 3 there, were there to collect a paycheck and get the hell out of there as quickly as they possibly could. You know, I know some of those teachers were driving out of the car park before I even got my bike out of the bike shed, especially in high school. And I think it takes, and I learned a lot from this from my ex-partner as well too. And I remember asking her, I said, hey, how do I do this on this computer? And she'd come up and say, oh, click this and do that. And then a couple of minutes later I go, hey, how do I do that? I just told you, you know. And I'm going, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to Google this instead. So there's a big difference between, you know, being a teacher more so than being able to communicate a particular subject or something over to someone. You know,
to care and be kind and patient, basically.
Yeah, look, you know.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, look, you know, really, I care about all of my students. You know, if they're in trouble, you know, they can always ring me, and you know, we're trying to develop, especially in Vox Singing Academy, we're trying to develop, you know, with our students as well too. You know, develop, you know, great human beings as well too. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm going to tell you a piece of information right now. All of the people that I've dealt with that are highly successful are really good human beings. The arseholes get weeded out. They do. They don't make it. They honestly don't. They don't make it. Or they change the way that they look at the world and change things. And I think probably Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses is a perfect example, where it sounded like he was a bit of a dick and he changed his attitude, and now his success has gone on. But you know, you'll get weeded out. You will, and that's the big thing. So, you know, they're the qualities that we're wanting. We want to have a good range. You've got to have a good ear. You know, that's a really big thing, and the more experience that you've got, the better it is. You know, I know when Rience joined me, he was a producer, multi-instrumentalist, played bass guitar, vocals, lead vocals, hip-hop vocals. Had he taught? No, but we trained him up to teach, and he's one of our best teachers that we've got. So, and Rience was a little bit of a slow burn. He was a more slower grade up to becoming a very good teacher. You just went sort of straight up very quickly, and the training that we did here as well too with Anastasia. Anastasia's, you know, Ryan even said with the training before, she's way ahead of already X and X when they started. So you know, and that's, you know, our screening process for teachers now is, you know, it's a lot harder to get into.
They have to be Russian.
Well, we've got, you know, we've got a lot of, you know, we've got a lot of Eastern Bloc.
Yay! Hi, Natalia.
And we've got Natalia from Poland and Anastasia from Russia. So
taking Australia one woman at a time.
Well, you know, as well too. You know, I had to do something at a university a little while ago, and you look at a lot of the students at the universities. You know, a lot of them are Asian. Do you know what I mean? Or from other countries, and I think that, especially in Australia as well too. It's nothing against Australians, but I think we're a lazy country. We are. I'm not going to deny it. I lived in America for 4 years, and I thought that was even worse over there as well too. So, and you see these. Look, you see the Asian kids at universities just slaying it. You know, they're still in the work, and it takes. Yeah, we are looking for people that, you know, are going to put the work in and be the best that they possibly can as a teacher. And I won't take anything less now. And I've also, you know, put that into my personal life as well too. You know, I've cleared out a lot of people out of my personal life that you know, if you're not motivating me, you know, I've got a thing. If you're either putting a log on my fire or pissing on it. If you're pissing on it, you're out of there. And that's the whole thing.
Okay.
So, and that's with everyone that works for us as well too. You know, we've got a great team. Just before here, I had Ryan dropping off equipment and stuff like that for the CBD studio, and that's just what we do. So we're all in it together for each other. So they're the traits that we're sort of looking for. And then after that, we go into teacher training. So,
and how does that usually go?
The first point that we cover is that we give them a host of scales. They've got to play piano firstly. Scales. They don't have to be a competent piano player, but they've got to be able to get through at least the major octave with numbers, and then all of our numerous other scales.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Because most of our other scales are derivative of that scale there. Because you have to be able to play scales without thinking about it, because our job is to focus on the students and to be 100%. Because when I'm in a lesson, I'm not even thinking about this. I haven't thought about it for 28 years, because I'm focusing on the student, and there's a million things going through my mind. You wouldn't want to know what goes in my mind in classes. Like, okay, should I say this? Should I say that? What are they doing? They're tightening the neck. They're going to tighten this up. They're going to smile. What are they doing? They're going to put the sound forward. And they're using too much air. And I'm going to do this. That's what's going through my mind all the time. So this is not happening at all. So piano is the first port of call, and then it's a little bit easier now with teachers, because I say go and watch all of my classes on YouTube, and we've got to teach this particular way. So let's backtrack it. When I'm on the phone, I say go and watch all of my YouTube clips. Please read through our website, see whether like our ideology and what we believe in, and then I give them an interview. Then I interview them, see whether they've got the range, they've got the personality. Then we start training piano playing. If they all can already play piano, we move to song breakdowns. We have and all of our students will know this, we have a very specific but a so effective way of breaking down songs, and it's called expecting. It's like being pregnant. So we write exactly what we want the student to do on the lyric sheet, whether it be originals or covers, and it's got there how loud they've got to sing, what mouth places they've got to do, where they've got to cry, where they've got to trill. It's written down there. They go through it once with us, once with their track, and then we're expecting that's 90% done, or 95. My guys, 98% done by next week. You practice this every day, get it done, because we've got other things we've got to work on, and it's a very simple, very effective way that we work down songs, and it's so important. And then other than that, we start, Ryan is in charge of quality control and teacher training, and he starts off teacher training remotely. So he doesn't meet the student, he says to them, please listen to Peter's first lesson audio, please watch the first lesson video on YouTube, please record a first lesson and send it over to me. It's got to have these 4 parts: intro, assessment, scales, outro. Okay, get it to me. And then he'll go, okay, great, now let's do some song breakdowns. They'll go through a soiree of song breakdowns, and then he'll say, okay, record a whole second lesson, whole third lesson remotely. So it's all recorded, and then he'll get them in for teacher training, and he gets them up to do to teacher training to a great standard. And you just heard the conversation live then with Ryan. He asked how teacher training was today with Anastasia, and I said, it's great. She was fantastic. She's flying. And that's a continual process until Ryan thinks that the teacher is up to be able to teach beginners and intermediates, not just beginners, because if we start them on a day, they could get someone that's been singing for 40 years, they want that particular day, that teacher's got to teach that student. And then I do more advanced teacher training with them as well too. So that's what we did today with Anastasia, and I do the more advanced teacher training. And then other than that, it's from now on in, we let them loose in the wild, and we let them do what they're doing, and we're monitoring them, because we're monitoring numbers every week, so we can see if a teacher's blowing out numbers. I had a teacher late last year, we won't mention any names, blowing out students, so alarm bells were going. I was watching that already. I'm like a hawk with that, because our reputation is, and look, we didn't pull that particular teacher out quick enough. We should have, and it was no good for our reputation. She had lost the passion for it, and had some passion for some other things. And but I've learned a big lesson from that. Next time, I'm just going to cut it straight away. Whether we've got a teacher to take over or not. But look, we watch numbers. It's a numbers game. We're ultimately here to make a living, put food on the table. So I see the numbers, and every week I see the numbers, and Ryan gets me every month bar graphs and
can you please explain to everyone what numbers you're talking about?
Oh, we're talking everything at Vox Singing Academy is quantified. It is. It's numbers of basically how many students you taught, how many were taught, how many cancelled over 24 hours, how many cancelled under 24 hours, how many rebooks you had for new terms. So, we've got, lots.
So it basically shows how happy students are with a particular teacher.
Undoubtedly. That's really what it is. And, we're result driven. And, hey, everyone's got to leave the nest. I want all my guys to leave the nest and go out and do stuff that they've got to do, but we don't want to be churning and burning, though. Do you know what I mean? So, and we can see that. We can see numbers when they're going down, and then, we go and do and take appropriate action, and we'll just go in with the rest of the teacher training. I don't do any more teacher training with any of the teachers. That would be the last in-house teacher training I do with Anastasia. From now on in, she submits a lesson, being new, a lesson once a week. With you guys more experienced, it's once a month. It's once a week with her, and then I'll sit into her classes. I will just say, hey, look, I'm coming down today.
Yeah. So if you're our student and you see this guy in the class, he's not here to to judge you or to put you on the spot. He's there to improve, to help you out, and to help the teacher to teach you better. If that makes sense.
I'm totally there for the teacher to improve the quality. It's quality control. Me and Ryan are in charge of quality control, and Ryan looks through all the numbers. Danielle actually in admin gets weekly reports, so she's really fine-tuning it. But Ryan gets all of those at the end, and then he submits me a monthly reports about every teacher, and then he gives me a report back every month saying, I think that we need to watch X more, or this person's fine, this person's had their best month, this one's, he said the same thing about you a couple of months ago. Emily's had the best month that she's ever had. So and you stayed there. You're on top of the heap there at the moment. You're our busiest teacher. So that's just it's all about just giving the best. And we're result driven. We want to get results from. We want to give results and get results from the student. So and that's right. So training is ongoing. Ryan sits into my classes and critiques my classes. I have an independent auditor as well. So we have an auditing company that I hire, and auditing companies, anyone can get them for any establishment. Coca-Cola use them.
I wonder, did you send any auditing students my way?
Yes, you've been privately audited. Yes, you have been. And all I'm saying is that I used to work for an auditing company when I was in America, and it was a great process. Coca-Cola, so I used to have to go to a Coke vending machine. What was the room like that it was in? Was it smelly? Was it clean? Was the floor clean? Was it well lit? Was it limited? Were all the lights working on the Coke machine? Did it give me the right change? Did it come out cold? I didn't do that. I did that at university. I used to work for, I did that, and I used to work for the council. Like, I used to did the button work when I was going across the pedestrian crossing. Yeah. I actually stopped it because I worked for a food company, so I used to have to go and buy food from these vending machines, and I had to eat or take a bite of everything.
Oh my God!
And I was like, I had so much food. I was like, Jesus Christ, and it was awful. Crap. Anyway, so we've got every now and then I hire an auditing company, and they audit everything from the start to the finish, from the phone call, from admin. Emails that they receive, correspondence, first lesson, heat, cool, smell of the room, floor clean, dirty, presentation of the teacher, everything. I don't get them to do it for a long time because it's expensive, so I'd normally only come in for 1 5-week term, and that's it. But it's invaluable like that. And I get it done for myself more so. So that's a big thing because I never know when it's going to happen. So that's pretty much it. And as we did with the last podcast, the importance of ongoing practice. This is very important for us to keep on getting better. And I mentioned in the last podcast, I need to look at ways for me to get better as a teacher. And my teaching this year has gone through the roof. It has. I'm a lot better than what I was last year, and I'm going to keep striving for that. And it's a self-analysis and feedback, and you know, it's really, especially for me, it's really tough for me to get honest feedback because I'm at the top of the food chain. And I don't say that in an egotistical way at all. I'm not egotistical about that at all. But you know, if you go to a good restaurant, you'll tell your partner or one other person, I went to a good restaurant. You went to a crap restaurant, you'll tell 5 people.
Oh, you'll leave a raging review.
So you know, it's you know, I always want to hear about, you know, things that I could have done better and things that I've done better. So I record a lot of my classes as well too, and you know, I critique, could have done this better, could have done better. I'm taking too much time here, whatever it might have been. So
all of this is to help people the best and to sustain the reputation that VSA has had since '93.
That's the
of
main
the past century.
You know, that's the main thing, and you know, even you know, we've got a leadership group in VSA as well too, and it's so that there's a legacy. You know, VSA is going to be around for the next. You know, I'm setting it up that VSA is going to be around for the next 300 or 400 years. You know, that's what I'm setting it up for. I'm not joking about it.
If humanity doesn't die by then,
if it doesn't,
because we're idiots, we keep burning fossil fuel.
But you know, that's what I'm setting up for. You know, and I know more than anyone that, I was looking around from my phone, that you know, this is where it's going to be in the future, in the next 5 to 10 years. You know, we're going to be doing lessons like this, and I know, and I've said this to you guys as well too. You know, when virtual reality is coming in, we want to be the cutting edge of that. We want to put the
can't wait for memory implants. Uploading kung fu and languages and skills. Oh, that's going to be awesome.
It's going to happen. it's going to happen. You know, we have artificial hearts, we have artificial different things put into us now, and we'll be like a computer that we can just boot things in the future. But you know, I really think that the future of lessons is online lessons. I think are going to be huge. Skype lessons, I think, are going to be big in the next couple of years, and then on top of that, once VA comes in, virtual reality, I'll be sitting in my room, the student, and we put our goggles on, and it'll be like we're in the same room together. And that's the future of it, and I can't wait till that happens. I'm excited about that because we want to be the cutting edge with that. We do. You know, we've got an online course, and that's cutting edge for what it's doing, and people can stream that anywhere and do what they want wherever they want, and that's something that, you know, that we're cutting edge with that, and that's especially, you know, I designed that course, going off subject here, Hannah. I designed that course for our old VA, Aliana, and for someone that lives in a third world country that can't afford lessons. And I even bounced the price point off her. It's quality classes. And I bounced the price point off her. I said, how much could you afford, Aliana? She said X, and that's what it's done, and that's what it's really for. Is but for everyone, you know, anyone can do it, but it's so that everyone in the world has the opportunity to have high quality singing lessons.
Well, a lot of people are reluctant to transition to Skype lessons. I do have some students who, for technical reasons, cannot attend, like they broke their leg or something like that, and they have to stop their lessons. And I highly recommend everyone try this. It's not for everyone, but some of my students love it. One of my younger girls, I think she's 5 or 6 years old. She doesn't like lessons in person. She loves Skype lessons. She loves technology and doing this from her own home. It's
the future of it. We'll actually do a podcast on it. I think we won't talk any more about it. We'll do a podcast on it.
Can we do it via Skype? So I can stay home in my jammies with a cheesecake?
Let's do that then.
Yay! Skype podcast about Skype lessons.
Let's do that. That's a good idea.
Awesome.
So we'll do that. You know, I give Skype lessons. You give Skype lessons. If your connection is good, there's no difference.
Absolutely.
Really, you know, I've got NBN in here. Got NBN at Dandenong. Especially Dandenong made such a big difference.
Yeah.
And it's really, if you've got a good connection, there is there is no difference really. There's no difference in it at all. So.
Yeah, and I've just had a lesson with Ginyu. She's from Canada, one of my ongoing students. She was a bit unwell today, and we talked a lot about health management, and I gave her a few exercises to still keep her voice going and improving. So she noticed that her voice range, as it does when you're sick, dropped a little bit, and this is when it's important to not push. But instead, if you have those lower notes, start using them, start wiring them into your brain that you can sing them. So we did the 5 relax with her. That was a lot of fun. And connection was excellent. We recorded exercises absolutely seamlessly. Maybe there's a millisecond delay, but it was so insignificant because I've got a good connection right now as well. It's fantastic. I don't know, you are sitting right now at home or on a tram and listening to this, or watching it on YouTube using your handheld device or your computer, your laptop. And that's all you need for singing lessons. You don't even need pens.
Look, a couple of weeks ago, one of my students messaged me and said, "Can you fit me in for a lesson today?" And I'm going, "I thought you were in the recording studio." He goes, "I am." He goes, "I need a lesson in the studio. I've got this problem with this particular song. Can we do a lesson?" And we just did it. Yeah. And I said, "Let's do these takes. Let's roll the tape." So we worked through the part. He got it, getting it. "Let's roll the tape now. I'll just watch while I'm sitting here, and I'll be quiet." And nailed it, and that was it. You had some troubles nailing this one particular thing. You lost a technique. It was a very hard part. It was like there was a crescendo of like 2 lines in a row going up higher, breathe, and then it was, you know. So it's very convenient.
So all our teachers need to be friendly with technology as well.
Yeah, and all of our teachers are great human beings, and we're all just striving to give the best singing tuition that we can, and it's not easy, you know. And we're also looking for long goal as well too. So all of our leadership group do other jobs within Vox Singing Academy. You do Instagram. You'll be back doing proofreading in the future. Ryan's in charge of quality control and numbers. Riens does admin and pretty much really manages Vox Singing Academy. So if anyone's got a particular skill, we always try to utilise that as well too, if you've got external skills. So yeah, we're always looking for people that can do other things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, training just ongoing, and yeah, that pretty much probably sums up our high standard and what we're trying to achieve, and you know, really just you know, reputation, brand, and culture. You know, that's the foundation. That's the triad of what Vox Singing Academy is, and Vox Singing Academy sits on top of that triad. So we've got to have those things there, and I just, especially once I started really working on culture, once Rience sort of come in and said, "Hey, look, we really need to work on culture. I think we need to get rid of this person and this person because I don't think they're good for," and it was great. And he came out and sort of he didn't exactly say that, but he pretty much said that this person's not lifting their weight and that person's not lifting their weight.
You mentioned once also that he was the person who influenced the language that we use a lot.
He did? Yeah. Yeah, he, you know, I'm not allowed to use the F-bomb during the...
Cookie jar!
During our Monday morning meetings. And, you know, look, I'm a very passionate, energetic person. So especially if you start to get a bit sort of emotional and people think, "Oh, he's getting a bit aggressive," but look, I'm just passionate. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's all it is, you know. And I think, you know, I remember seeing a football coach called Ron Barassi, and he was a very passionate football coach. And I think, you know, passion goes a long way sometimes. But yes, he was an influence. And look, and even yourself, you know, there have been lots of innovations that I said, "Hey, look, let's try this or let's try that, and let's do different things." And people have come up with different innovations about why we should do things. Let's use Dropbox. Let's put the procedure manuals. And procedure manuals have been a big thing for us. It's something that I've really built. You know, there is not a single procedure. Poor Danielle, the last couple of weeks, has just been bombarded, and I just said, Danny, you got to change this procedure manual. This seems to be. She's had so many things to add to the procedure manual because we've added new things and innovated and made things better. And I've really seen that from when I had the unfortunate thing of going to a McDonald's and going to McDonald's, but their procedure manual is like the Encyclopedia Britannica. It's from here to there. It's huge, and their procedure manual is run so that the store can be operated by 14-year-olds, and that's what it's about. So, and we've just got a procedure manual that this has got to be followed, and that's what's got to be followed. And you guys also sign contracts as well too about different things as well. So, but that's really it. That there's nothing more, and that's the standard that we're going to do, and we've got a great reputation, and people fly in from interstate for us. Do you know what I mean? I had Kwan from Regurgitator. Never had singing lessons. Triple platinum albums from Regurgitator, and he's coming for singing lessons, and he requested to come in and see me. And Rient's actually rang me. It was last Saturday. I'll never forget the day. And he rang me, and I didn't answer the phone. He goes, Kwan from Regurgitator just rang. He wants to book in lessons in Brunswick. I'm only going to book him with you because he was one of my heroes.
That's awesome. So
and that's the quality that we want to keep that up, and I'll never step back or sacrifice that again. And everything's been a great learning curve, especially with some of the teachers that we just got rid of recently. It was a great learning curve. I'm not. I don't hold any resentment. There's nothing about it.
It's just different priorities.
Different priorities. I learnt from that, and we took every situation I learned from now. That's what they're sent here for.
So if you watching this are a fantastic singer, you can play piano, scales on a piano without thinking about it. You are kind and passionate, and you want to help people.
You've got to be energetic.
Yes, energetic.
If
you're up for all of this training, if you're up for additional things that may be required of you, not just teaching, but also improving yourself and improving.
The teacher training's free as well too.
Yes.
So the teacher training's free. You may have to come in and get singing lessons with myself or one of the leadership group to learn our syllabus. Because we have a certain syllabus, a certain reputation we've got to uphold. So, there are scales that I've invented, volume scales. I invented those because I was just annoyed with singing teachers continually telling me I need more light and more shade. So I actually said to a singing teacher once, I said, can you write down from gears from 1 to 5 what I should be doing? And I'm going, F that, I'm going to do this myself. Do you know what I mean? So, so these are things, the VBC scales, I invented those, for sustain. So, I've invented lots of scales. Anyway, let's wrap this up, I think. If you want to become a singing teacher for Vox Singing Academy, join a family, because we are a family here. And you want to improve yourself as a teacher, as a singer, and also as a human being. Hit us up. You don't have to be a great piano player either. You just have to be able to practice to become a great piano player. You don't have to be a great singer. We'll get you up to that level. So all of these things, but it's going to take work. It's going to take a little bit of effort. But look, the whole thing is, and I said it to Ryan, if you want to drive a Mercedes-Benz, you're going to have to work harder so you can afford a Mercedes-Benz. And
it took about a half a year to train me up, right? I think.
Yeah, you're a bit of a long burn. Yeah, you're a bit longer than Anastasia. She's come up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's great.
Anastasia's come up in it's just 2 months.
Yeah.
From get-go, and she was outsourced as well too. So from Rient's, so that's as quick as you can get up if you put your mind to it. And she's far beyond. She could teach advanced people right now. I honestly think that she could. So and look, again, that's the long burn as well too. We're after someone for the long term. And and then there's always opportunities to in the future. It's very hard to get into, but to join the leadership group, and the leadership group are a little bit different. They've got a cut in the stake of what we do. and in the future I'm going to be stepping out of Vox Singing Academy. You guys will be taking over, and you know, it's worked out in the contracts that you get X amount of the profits and X amount of what we make, and it's all cut out that way. So there is a chance to, you know, to join the leadership group.
Yeah, here goes my yacht.
If
Champagne cheesecake.
cheesecake.
Yes, dumplings.
Dumplings. But you know, they're the opportunities as well too. But, you know, that the leadership group are a very special group. You know, they are. Yeah, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of everyone that we've got on, but especially the leadership group.
Okay.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Peter.
No problems. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this, and we will see you on the next episode of Vox Singing Academy's video podcast. Much love.
Talk soon.